Once upon a time, in a realm where the veil between myth and reality was thin and fragile, there existed beings of haunting mystery and fearsome power, werewolves. These unfortunate souls were believed to possess the terrifying ability to transform into wolves, their human selves lost to the beast within, only to return again to their human form, often with little or no memory of their animalistic deeds. The term werewolf itself derived from the Old English words wer meaning man, and wolf meaning wolf, encapsulating the duality of their cursed existence. The legend of the werewolf is ancient, its roots deep in the soil of Indo-European cultures that spanned from the vast steppes of Russia to the dark, dense forests of Ukraine, dating back to the 5th to 3rd millennium BCE. Scholars have traced the Indo-European word for wolf, wolkwas, through the linguistic branches of many cultures: volkolaka in Old Slavic, vukodlak in Slovenian, wilkolak in Polish, vrykolokas in Greek, vervolak in Albanian, and varkolak in Romanian. These words sometimes carried dual meanings, referring also to vampires, blurring the lines between different forms of nocturnal predators. In the dim recesses of time, among the Indo-European peoples, the first werewolves were likely shamans. These spiritual leaders could enter trances and travel to the realm of the dead, often seeking to be possessed by powerful animal spirits to aid in their perilous journeys. The Magyar shamans of Hungary were said to have been fathered by wolves, a testament to their deep connection with these fearsome creatures. In Slavic regions, priests known as volkvi took their name from the word for wolf, velku. These shamans were not only holy men but also fierce warriors, wielding both magic and martial prowess. Among the most fearsome of these warrior societies were the berserkers. Despite their name meaning bare shirt, these warriors were also deeply associated with wolves. In the ancient poem Rafnsmal, composed in Iceland around 900 CE, the Ulfednar, or wolf warriors of Norway, are depicted as fearsome fighters clad only in wolf skins, their bodies and minds given over to the spirit of the wolf. These warriors, under the influence of their shamanic magic, were believed to be beyond the realm of ordinary men, capable of killing without consequence while possessed by the wolf spirit. In many cultures, those who broke the laws and norms of society were likened to wolves. In the Germanic regions, outlaws were branded as vargar I vam, or wolf in the temple, marking them as fair game for anyone to hunt and kill. During the Middle Ages, criminals who fled to the forests were known as wolf sheds, and the gallows where they met their end was called the varg trio, or wolf tree. This association of the wolf with criminality even appears in Sanskrit, where vyaka meant both wolf and highwayman. The ability to shapeshift into a wolf is a motif that appears in numerous folklore traditions. In the saga of the Volsungs, composed in 13th century Iceland, the tale of Sigmund and his son, Sinfjotli, unfolds with chilling detail. Upon donning wolf pelts, they transformed into wolves, their human minds clouded by the bloodlust of the beast. During their time as werewolves, they prowled the land of King Siggeir, avenging the deaths of Sigmund's kin. But as the full moon waned, they cast off their wolf skins and burned them, their ordeal a shadowy echo of ancient initiation rites into the wolf warrior cults of Northern Europe. Another tale from the same saga tells of a more sinister werewolf. When Sigmund and his 9 brothers were captured by King Siggeir, a wolf devoured one brother each night until only Sigmund remained. In a desperate fight, Sigmund slew the werewolf, discovering it was none other than King Siggeir's mother, cursed to wear the wolf's skin. In the year 1187, a Welsh writer and historian named Geraldus Cambrensis recounted a chilling werewolf tale from Ireland. A priest travelling through the dark forests of Ulster to Meath was waylaid at night by a wolf that spoke in the voice of a man. The wolf pleaded with the terrified priest, invoking the Trinity and God's name to allay his fears. The priest, persuaded of the wolf's sincerity, followed it to a clearing where a she-wolf lay dying. As the priest administered the last rites, the male wolf ripped open the she-wolf's coat, revealing an old woman trapped inside. The wolf and woman, freed from their curse, thanked the priest before disappearing into the night. The dark and dangerous era of werewolf trials reached its peak between 1520 and 1630. During this time, it is estimated that 30,000 people in France alone were accused of being werewolves. Tortured into confessions and executed in gruesome spectacles, the survivors bore the lifelong stigma of the werewolf's curse. One of the most infamous cases occurred in 1603, involving a 13-year-old boy named Jean Grenier, accused of transforming into a wolf and killing local children. Grenier believed in his own ability to shape-shift. Though one witness claimed to have seen him change form, the judge ruled that Grenier was mentally deficient and could not be executed. Instead, he was confined to a monastery, where he died 7 years later. In Germany, the werewolf hunts were even more brutal. In 1589, Peter Stubbe was convicted of murdering 15 people in his werewolf form. His lover and daughter, deemed accomplices, were burned at the stake. Stubbe himself endured a horrifying execution, strapped to a cartwheel and having his flesh torn with red-hot pincers before being beheaded. The belief in werewolves, while receding into the shadows of history, never completely disappeared. In the 20th century, reports of lycanthropy, a psychiatric condition where individuals believe they can transform into wolves, emerged. Notable cases were documented in psychiatric journals in 1975 and 1977, where habitual drug users and individuals with severe mental disorders exhibited such delusions. By this time, werewolves had largely become creatures of fiction, captivating the imaginations of readers and moviegoers alike. The beast within theme resonated deeply, from Robert Louis Stevenson's The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde to the many films featuring werewolves. The first werewolf movie, The Werewolf 1913, told the story of a Navajo girl who became a werewolf to avenge her father's murder. Since then, more than 50 films have explored the lore and legend of these fearsome creatures, from The Wolfman 1941 to An American Werewolf in London 1981. In these modern tales, werewolves are often created through a gypsy's curse or a bite from another werewolf. They transform under the full moon and can only be killed with silver bullets. These stories continue to explore the duality of human nature, the untamed, animalistic ferocity that lies beneath our civilized exteriors. And so, the legend of the werewolf endures, a shadowy reminder of our deepest fears and the wild, untamable forces that lurk within us all.